At this point, Lemon's not even a losing heroine. She's a tragic heroine, catastrophe heroine, a train wreck uh, of a heroine. And at this point, just give her Truck-kun, put her out of her misery, send her off to her isekai adventure because Jesus, man, the blurting out of the man I fell in love with in front of the man you fell in love with and his girlfriend and your friends, the secondhand embarrassment, and just like how it wasn't an immediate realization, it was that slow burn. You could see the cracks form. And I honestly think this is one of the best lines I've heard this anime season across all the shows I'm watching. I'm probably going to misquote it slightly, but it's going to be in the ballpark of what was said. And I mean, you've probably watched the episode, I hope, so you already know what I'm talking about once I start anyway. When Nook runs after her, right, he says something along the lines of, this isn't really a job for a background character, but Lemon doesn't have a lead character to chase after her, which is why he's doing it. And I'm like, my boy. My boy. Respect for that one. Like, that was a damn powerful line. Though every time he does refer to himself as a background character, I laugh because, honestly, man, with the shit he's been roped into, while I don't think, even in the context of the show, while he's definitely our lead character, in the context of the friend dynamics going on, he's not the lead overall. But he's in the middle at this point, 100%. He ain't no background character no more, that's for damn sure. But, the more I see of this show, the more shocked I am that I almost skipped out on it, because that poster image did not do the show justice, because this show is the farthest thing from a generic school series, that's for damn sure. Of course, I do have full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see my full good thought to any of these episodes, it's going to be over there exclusively. So, we ended last week with, wasn't looking good. Had a lot of people saying, oh no, our boy's not going to think there was anything suspicious going on. He saw them go into the change room, so it's not going to look sexually provocative. No, he did. He was 100% being like, bro, if it's you stealing my girl, I'll allow it. I can understand it, homie. But please tell me why you're stealing my girl. And he's like, what? Not really the most shocking revelation. He was getting girl advice. It was pretty much what I think most of us were expecting. What was a little shocking was the fact that he did the Uno reverse on him and saying, yeah, that's the same thing I was doing. I was getting girl advice. He's like, oh, I see you. You must like someone in the literature club. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I'm like, you know what? High school kids are dumb. Let's be 100%. It's gonna work out like that. And it's interesting because Lemon is my favorite character out of the batch. I really enjoy her. I like her personality. I think she seems very loyal, and just honestly, she's sweet with the right amount of spice. And what's interesting about this episode is I felt like after episode 4 it was, you know, the losing was done. And it would be a little different. It'd be more of a school series, which in episode 5, you know, kind of showed that there can still be that drama, but yeah, the school dynamic's just so fun because of the personalities. But man, these girls can continue to crash out and burn is what it feels like, and with knowing that, that's it's painful, because Lemon, for someone to win in this show, someone's gonna lose. And the losing is having your heart broken and not be picked. I'll be honest, these kids would solve a lot of their issues with a polyamorous relationship, because goddamn, the way they be bouncing around who likes who, it's just getting a little too messy. But that bursting out moment, because, and I think what works about it is not only how they dragged out that reaction, but how they built up that dynamic. So, both sides are trying to help someone, right? So Lemon's trying to help her crush so that he'll stick with his girlfriend and go, you know, be cutesy romantic and keep that going. He's trying to help our boy, you know, have alone time so he can build up his own relationship, obviously based on what was said at the start. And both sides are trying, like, no, you go here. And then at the end of the day, the girlfriend's just chilling there being like, bruh, this is hurting my feelings. I'm just disposable. Now, obviously, there's going to be some people saying, well, she put a tracker in his bracelet, so she's crazy. Listen, if your girl ain't tracking you, she ain't loyal, let's be honest. Mainly just joking, but honestly, I don't care. I track me, I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, though, like, it was a painful situation for most involved. And when she bursts out being like, no, like, stick to your girlfriend, like, you know, you wouldn't be the guy I fell in love with otherwise. And then that delayed reaction, Nook, being like, Nani? And just the slow realization, it was like you were setting up dominoes, like doing one of those like domino pitchers, and like you're like 90% of the way completed, and then someone tipped it over before it was ready, and then it just was catastrophe, man. It's like all that work, all that progress, and then the running away. I mean, I'm surprised she wasn't laying in the middle of the road. Now, not that it was that serious, but I don't know, with the drama that was being built up, I was kind of ready for Truck-kun to make an appearance, I ain't gonna lie. But, the fact that our boy did run after her, and then it built into the whole grandma situation. They go and they travel to visit her because she goes to stay with her grandmother. And they even managed to sprinkle in the biggest WTF moment yet. I gotta admit, it's actually clever, but I don't think I've ever seen such a perfect analogy for boys' love. But also the biggest, why the hell are you talking about that in the middle of the supermarket? So these two were discussing, you know, like flavor combos and which one would be the top and which one would be the bottom. And how they then talk about how when you look at a pencil, you know what's the top and the bottom. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. Everyone knows what the top and bottom of a pencil is. But what, and then they just start talking about stuff and I'm like, bruh, that's simultaneously the best analogy I've heard for food combinations, on top of just being like, why? And then just the whole scene with grandma's house. I mean, she's just seems like a sweet grandma. Just immediately is like, yeah, you guys want to stay over? Yeah, you want the expensive food? Grandma's got you covered. And just like, what is this show? We are 6 episodes in, and if you were to ask me to explain what the general formula of this show will be going forward, I couldn't answer you with a straight face. Because on one hand, I could give you an answer surrounding the characters, you know, they have their love lives and it gets crushed, and you have a character who's kind of like wants to be the background character but get thrown into the foreground. And that's technically true, but the actual foundation of this show and how characters operate just, it makes no sense to me, even watching the episodes, yet I leave them just saying, one, why is this show so well produced? Why is characters running down the stairs or streams in the background animated this well? And why are the character dynamics this freaking fun? And why must I suffer seeing Best Girl get absolutely obliterated like Exodia in Yu-Gi-Oh! Obliterating his opponents? Like, what the hell? What did Lemon do to deserve this chaos? But give me the next episode. Let me know what you're feeling, though, down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Kakyu, Laser, Gaiten Plazank, AI 740, Chris He, Gun Bunny, Edwin, and we also have Dan Yang. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.